Have you ever wondered where cloud data careers are uh, truly heading next?
It's a big question right now.
Yeah, or maybe what it really takes to go from being a hands-on developer to more of a strategic architect, especially in, the world of enterprise cloud platforms.
Definitely.
If you're working with or maybe thinking about Informatica Intelligent Cloud Services, IICS, then, well, you're looking at more than just another tool.
Much more.
You could be right at the epicenter of a really fast-growing career area. Okay, let's unpack this a bit for you.
Yeah, absolutely. What's often missed, I think, and what's really fascinating about ICS is its power to manage schema evolution.
Schema evolution.
Yeah, across loads of different constantly changing sauce apps. It's kind of a silent killer for integration projects if you don't have something robust like ICS handling it.
Ah, I see.
The bigger picture is as companies rush to the cloud, their data doesn't just move neatly.
No, it fragments, right? Gets
Yeah.
complicated.
Exactly. Exponentially more complex. And managing that effectively becomes, well, absolutely critical for insights, for operations, everything.
Makes sense.
So ICS comes in as this top-tier cloud-native platform. It's designed specifically to unify that data, cleanse it, orchestrate it,
Seamlessly.
pretty much, yeah,
Yeah.
across different hybrid setups, multi-cloud environments. And because of this growing need for real cloud-native integration, there's a really urgent demand now for skilled ICS professionals.
Okay, so for a lot of listeners maybe just starting out, where does that journey usually begin?
Right.
Probably starts with those hands-on roles, I imagine.
That's the typical path, yeah.
Hmm.
You're looking at titles like ICS developer, maybe ETL developer,
Extract, transform, load, the classic.
the classic,
Yeah,
yeah,
alright.
or maybe data integration specialist. These roles are really about the nuts and bolts.
The day-to-day operations.
Exactly. You're deep in designing task flows, those automated workflows, building mappings.
Which define how the data moves and changes.
Precisely. How it goes from source A to target B with all the transformations. And of course, a huge part is just troubleshooting the pipeline.
Keeping the lights on, making sure the data is right.
Keeping the lights on, ensuring integrity. That's the starting point.
Got it.
But, the real career momentum, that big step forward,
Yeah.
that comes when you push beyond just those basics.
Okay.
To really advance, you need to get good at the more advanced ICS functions, the ones that let you build truly scalable, resilient solutions.
So what are we talking about there, like specific skills?
We're talking about handling really complex mapping scenarios, multiple sources, tricky business logic, also building really solid parameterization.
So you can reuse things easily.
Exactly. Make mappings reusable, configurable across different environments, dev, test, prod, without needing constant manual changes. It's huge.
I can see that.
Then there's performance tuning, which in ICS often mean digging into session properties, maybe using advanced partitioning.
Like dynamic partitioning.
Yeah, things like that. And really understanding how your mapping choices affect the underlying cloud compute
Right, because that impacts cost and speed.
immensely. Small tweaks can save massive processing time, huge costs, especially on big data sets. And finally, there's orchestration,
Tying it all together.
tying it all together,
Right.
chaining task flows, building complex end-to-end pipelines that run on schedules or trigger off events, mastering this level of technical depth. That's what gets you into those senior developer, maybe lead developer roles.
Where you're not just coding, but guiding things.
Exactly. You're guiding projects, mentoring junior folks, maybe even setting the technical standards for how your company does data integration.
That idea of becoming a true architect of data flow, that sounds really compelling. It's like you said, moving from building the machines to designing the whole factory layout.
That's a great analogy.
It feels like a major shift, broadening the view. Is that where those architect roles really emerge, that wide lens you mentioned?
It absolutely is. That wide lens is crucial.
What's like one key mindset change someone needs for that?
Okay, good question. For a developer, the focus is often how do I build this specific integration?
Right, the mechanics.
The mechanics.
Mhm.
For an architect, the shift is to why and what. Why are we integrating this data? What's the long-term business goal? What's the most scalable, secure way across the whole enterprise?
Thinking bigger picture.
Totally. You're not just building pipes anymore. You're designing the entire plumbing system for the enterprise, cloud, and on-prem, thinking about the future.
And that means considering things like governance right from the start.
Absolutely essential. Data governance, quality, lineage, compliance, and security have to be baked in from the design phase, not bolted on later. A common trap is thinking more features makes an architect. It's really about applying that deep technical knowledge to solve broader business problems strategically.
Okay.
And what's really cool about ICS, what elevates it, is the chance for deep specialization within the platform.
Right, you mentioned that. How do those paths shape things?
Well, it really defines your focus. You could dive into, say, Cloud Application Integration CAI. That's all about real-time, API-first workflows, integrating applications, microservices. Very dynamic.
How?
Or maybe you focus on Cloud Data Quality CDQ,
Okay.
using ICS's tools for profiling, cleansing, standardizing data, making sure it's trustworthy.
That sounds critical.
Oh, it is. I worked with a company once. They struggled for months with reconciliation until they really embraced CDQ. It wasn't just finding duplicates. It was rebuilding trust in their reporting.
Wow.
Others might specialize in platform administration, monitoring, security, resource management, or even complex master data management, MDM integrations, getting that single view of customers or products.
So lots of different avenues even within the IC.
Exactly. All vital for big companies. It shows the real breadth and depth available.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense about specialization. So let's bring it back to the individual. If you're, say, a mid-level ICS developer right now, maybe dealing with those hybrid integrations, your next step isn't just learning another ICS feature, is it? It sounds like it's about understanding how ICS fits into the bigger cloud picture.
That's a huge part of it, yes.
So not just knowing about Snowflake or Redshift, but understanding how ICS interacts with them, like push-down optimization affecting cost.
Precisely. How ICS can dramatically impact performance and cost in those cloud warehouses. It's also about seriously sharpening your SQL and data modeling skills beyond basics.
Shaping how data is actually structured and used.
Exactly. And, critically important now, integrating ICS into proper CI/CD pipelines.
DevOps practices.
Yes. Things like version control for mappings, automated deployments of task flows. It's trickier than it sounds for many orgs, but vital for agility.
So it's about building that broader expertise around your core ICS skills.
Couldn't have said it better.
Yeah.
It complements the ICS depth profoundly.
Okay, let's flip the perspective. What about the leaders building these teams?
Yeah, crucial point.
What should they be thinking about?
For leaders, recognizing these career ladders we're talking about and actively promoting them. It's absolutely key for attracting and, more importantly, retaining top ICS talent.
It's not just about interesting work then.
Not just that. It's offering variety, offering clean growth. Maybe someone works on a CAI project, then shifts to a CDQ initiative. Keep it fresh.
And supporting things like certifications.
Definitely. Support certifications, encourage mentorship, and crucially, make those paths to architecture, specialization, leadership really visible and well-defined in the organization.
So they see a future.
Exactly. Understanding these growth paths isn't just HR stuff. It's fundamental to building resilient, future-proof teams that can actually handle modern data challenges.
It's competitive out there for talent.
Hugely competitive. Retention is everything.
Okay, so let's boil it down. What does this all mean for you, the listener, at the end of the day? What's the key takeaway? I think the ultimate success factor here, the way to really stand out, is pairing that deep, nuanced ICS knowledge with a much broader understanding of the whole cloud data ecosystem. It's that combination.
That's the sweet spot.
That's what lets you deliver those enterprise-grade solutions that actually scale, perform well, are cost-effective, and, last.
Built to last in a landscape that's always changing. Absolutely.
So whether you're literally just starting out, mapping your first task flow perhaps, or you're already a seasoned pro thinking about that next jump to architecture.
Right.
It seems pretty clear that ICS offers one of the most dynamic and future-ready paths in cloud data careers right now.
I'd agree. The opportunities are vast.
The breadth and depth seem huge and still growing fast.
And that actually leads to a final thought, maybe something provocative for you to mull over.
Okay.
How will the constant rapid evolution of cloud tech, things like generative AI becoming more integrated, new real-time streaming ideas, how will that continue to reshape even the ICS career paths we've just laid out?
Good question. Things we can't even see yet.
Exactly. What totally new specializations might pop up that we can't foresee today? And how does that mean we all need to keep adapting, keep learning?
Always learning.
There's always more to learn in this field, definitely. And honestly, that's the exciting part, isn't it? Working right at the edge of what's happening with data,